insights on payment systems, infrastructure, technology, and ease of doing business. Yellow Card, which is Africa's stablecoin payment infrastructure, has joined Fireblocks Network for Payment, a platform that helps institutions manage global payments, cross-border settlements, as well as remittances. The Yellow Card says this move aims to solve long-standing challenges that businesses face in Africa, including fragmented systems, high transaction costs, and slow manual processes. For more on this, we're joined on the line by Lasbery Chioma Oludimu, Yellow Card's Vice President of Global Operations. A very good afternoon to you. Good to have you with us on African Business.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to be with you today.
Perhaps let's start off first with an orientation for those who might not even be familiar with the platforms and how it works. Tell us more about Yellow Card.
Thank you so much. So Yellow Card is a stablecoin infrastructure service provider, and we're operational in 20 African countries, expanding to emerging markets. Basically, what Yellow Card provides is a financial payment infrastructure built on the blockchain and powered by stablecoins. What this means is we're helping businesses within the African continent as well as the emerging markets to be able to do cross-border transaction, do invoice payment to foreign clients through stablecoins. So it's basically a payment infrastructure built on blockchain and powered by stablecoins.
So what then is the impact of your relationship as Yellow Card with stablecoin now that there's interaction or integration rather with Fireblocks Network?
Thank you so much. Basically, the partnership with Fireblocks ties directly to Yellow Card's core mission. And you may ask, what is the core mission for the organization? Is basically to build financial infrastructure that works for the emerging markets and the African continent, enabling businesses to make cross-border payments in Africa in a simpler and cost-effective way, as well as in a faster manner, right? So the partnership with Fireblocks, the Fireblocks Network for Payment is basically an ecosystem. It actually connects a broad ecosystem of banks, payment providers, stablecoins issuers, exchanges, just creating a single and unified infrastructure for digital asset transactions. Yeah. So Yellow Card being part of this network, right? It kind of helps us to achieve our global objective, our goal, which has always been to remove all the frictions in the payment space, right? For businesses making cross-border transactions, it touches a lot of intermediaries, a whole number of intermediaries, as well as correspondent banks. Mm-hmm. And for each of these correspondent bank or intermediary that touches the same transaction, there is some timeline expected that causes a lot of delays. For these organizations, these intermediaries, or even the correspondent banks, for everyone that touches or facilitates this transaction, there is some sort of fee going to them, which makes the whole transaction more expensive. Right?
So what are the time lapses? Is this like immediate payment, or is it just reduced delays with the new system?
With the new system, the timeline is near to real time. So it reduces the number of hours required to make that transaction, right? And not just the timeline, it also reduces the cost implication for making those transactions. So you're making the transactions in real time as well as at a very low cost.
And what is it that differentiates, my apologies, what is it that differentiates Yellow Card from other fintechs that are doing cross-border payments on the continent?
Okay, I think there are so many fintechs in Africa, but this fintech, most of them focus on single country remittance, while others just act as digital wallets. But for us, what sets us apart is our global reach, right? Yellow Card is actually in 20 African markets and also expanding to emerging markets. Not all the fintechs have this capability. Most of them are probably within a region or within a market, but we have expanded beyond regions and also beyond the continent. So that's one of the things that have made Yellow Card stand out, and also offering that direct access to local currencies and stable coins across multiple African markets. So that's what differentiates us from other fintechs. And most importantly, at the Yellow Card, we prioritize regulatory engagement and compliance, which enables us to scale across jurisdictions where other players face hurdles. Right. So I can say Yellow Card, we're just in a world of our own, a special word for that. Yeah.
Yes, you would say that, wouldn't you, Lasbery? So you did mention,
exactly.
You did mention that you are currently operating in 20 African markets. How many more
Yes.
do you intend to bring on board through this partnership?
Okay, like my CEO always say, the global objective really is to be in all the African markets, right? We want to make it as a standard that no financial transaction terminating within the African continent and most of the emerging markets won't touch Yellow Card. So our infrastructure is built in such a way that every financial transaction terminating within these regions must have one sort of interaction with Yellow Card infrastructure or the other, right? So we want to expand to more African markets, right? And we also want to expand to more markets within the other emerging markets. So we have a lot of markets that are that we are considering, right? Where some were reviewing the regulatory framework or were reviewing the business capabilities and all that. But ideally, by the end of probably by the time we said, oh, we have done well, every transaction terminating within the continent must have an interaction with Yellow Card, and that's what we're building for.
So when is this integration actually going to take effect, or has it already?
Is actually being worked on.
All right. Any timelines as to when the press play button will be effected?
No timeline at the moment, but it's being worked on.
All right. We'll wait in anticipation. Thank you so much, Lasbery.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
You have a great
one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. That's Lasbery Chioma Oludimu.